Go to the White House now, where President Trump will hold a ceremony today to sign a new peace deal normalizing relations between Israel and two Arab states, Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates. The president's senior advisor and son-in-law, Jared Kushner, played a key role brokering this agreement. He joins us now from the North Lawn of the White House. Good morning, Jared. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you, George.
This agreement has the potential to be a truly transformational event in the Middle East. Even experts who've been critical of President Trump in the past, like Tom Friedman, call it a major breakthrough. So can you explain, what does it mean for U.S. national security? Why is it happening now?
Yes, thank you, George. Great to be with you. So this is the first peace agreement that happened in the Middle East in the last 26 years. This is between Israel and the United Arab Emirates. Then just last week, President Trump announced the second peace agreement that he was able to broker in 29 days. So we have two peace agreements being signed today at the White House between Israel and Arab countries. This really signals the end, we believe, of the Arab-Israeli conflict. There's still a lot more work to do, but for 70 years in the region, you've had the Arab countries not wanting to interact with Israel in a substantive way. This has led to a lot of people using hatred to do extremism, which has led to terrorism all throughout. And America over the last 20 years has been very, very distracted with the Middle East. We've had hundreds of thousands of troops that have been through the Middle East. We've obviously had a lot of terror, that we've had threats coming to America. So bringing peace to that region allows us to focus more here domestically and create less risk to America, and obviously bring our troops home, which is something that President Trump's been doing.
It has not ended the conflict between the Israel and the Palestinians. The Palestinians calling this a betrayal. Are there hopes for a state now dead?
No, look, I think that there's a lot of posture, right? In deals, everyone's at no until they're at yes, and I think what you're seeing is tremendous movement. They were caught by surprise by this, but what you're seeing is that the Arab countries want to focus on their citizens, and they want them to have better lives, and they're tired of waiting for the Palestinians to not be practical and make a deal. President Trump is a deal maker. A lot of the same people who have been critical of him said that if he was elected president, he would create wars, but today at the White House, you're going to see that he's making peace, and not just a historic peace. He's making two of them at one time, and so the Palestinians have an offer on the table. At some point when they decide that they want to live better lives, I believe that they'll engage. But, we can't want peace for them and for their people more than they want it for themselves.
One concern in Israel and across the region is a proposed U.S. sale of F-35 fighter jets to the UAE. And there's a concern that this could spark a new arms race in the Middle East.
Well, actually, making peace will hopefully create less need for arms in the Middle East, because you'll have more focus on business and technology exchange and health exchange. What you have, obviously, is President Trump has reoriented our foreign policy in the Middle East. When he got into office, ISIS had a caliphate the size of Ohio. That's now been eliminated. Iran was flush with cash thanks to the terrible deal that was made by the previous administration. They were funding terrorists throughout the region who were causing instability all over the place. President Trump got out of that deal and rolled that back. What we've done is we've rebuilt the alliances and strengthened the partnerships with our traditional partners in the region. President Trump has brought everyone closer, and now he's pushing back. What he's doing is creating a new strategic framework that needs less American intervention, less American troops, less American treasure in that region, and hopefully creates more peacefulness, that there's less threats of terror to America.
One final question. You're also playing a key role in the COVID response, and we just saw that piece about Michael Caputo there at the Department of Health and Human Services saying he's worried about sedition by the scientists, the CDC, a resistance unit inside the CDC. Do you agree with that? And why does someone who had those views have a job of responsibility like that at HHS?
So obviously he works for the secretary there, Secretary Azar, who's done a very good job throughout this crisis. Look, I think that this is an unprecedented pandemic. There's a lot of tensions that have been very high with a lot of people. We've been making a lot of the right decisions. But again, President Trump has been focused on how do you make sure you get all the supplies to everyone who needs the supplies. That's been the role of the federal government. We're focused on Operation Warp Speed, which obviously we have 3 candidates in phase 3 trial for vaccine. The fastest vaccine ever to a phase 3 trial was 13 months. We've now done it in 4 months, and then 4 months in one week. So we're moving forward on everything. We have a lot of people who have different opinions on different things, but that's part of what makes this, I think, a successful administration. And I will just say again, President Trump doesn't do things in the Washington way. He does them in his own way, but he's created results, and that's what we're here today at the White House celebrating, which is, again, the first and second peace deal in the last 26 years in the Middle East, which obviously is a tremendous, tremendous breakthrough for the world.
Jared Kushner, thanks very much for your time this morning.
Thank you, George. Great to be with you.
Well, hey,
Hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.